Hey guys, welcome to Alex Goes Coconuts. So today we're gonna make oatmeal raisin cookies. I looked for a recipe for a really long time because I really love oatmeal cookies, but I like them kind of crispy on the outside and chewy on the inside, and this recipe actually gives you the perfect oatmeal cookie. Okay, so the first step is to prepare the dry ingredients. Now, you want to start with flour. We'll need about 1 cup of flour. So let's measure that out. That's 1 cup of regular flour. Then we'll need baking soda and baking powder. So we'll need half a teaspoon of each of these. So half a teaspoon of baking soda. There you go. And half a teaspoon of baking powder. Perfect. Next, we'll need half a teaspoon of salt. And that's it for the dry ingredients. So we're gonna just whisk that to incorporate the flour with the rest of the ingredients. Perfect, now we set this aside and we're gonna go ahead and make the wet ingredients. So the first ingredient you're gonna need is a stick of butter. Now that's half a cup of butter. So just open this guy up, and this is at room temperature. It's been sitting on my counter for a couple of hours now so that it's nice and softened. Open that up, put that into the electric mixer. So you'll need a half cup of white sugar into the mixer here, and half a cup of brown sugar. There you go. Perfect. Now that we added our sugar, we can turn on our mixer so that the butter and the sugar incorporates. Okay, so now that our butter and sugar are well incorporated, I'm just going to scrape down the bowl just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and add 1 egg. 1 large egg. Perfect. Now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, turn the mixer on once more. Okay, so now that the wet ingredients are all mixed together, we're gonna go ahead and add the flour mixture. Now we're gonna put it on low and slowly add the flour with our hands in small batches like this. And the key is to not overmix once you do add that flour. Perfect. We're just gonna scrape down the edges of the bowl. And now it's time to add our oats and our raisins. So you'll need 1.5 cups of oats. That's 1, 2, and 3 half cups. Put this aside. And then we'll add about 3/4 cups of raisins. Now you can add more or less whether you like raisins or not. Turn this back on. Okay guys, so this is what your cookie dough mixture looks like. It's kind of like hard enough to roll into a ball with your hands. You can either use your hands or you can use a half ice cream scoop like this. This is a cookie dough scoop. And the great thing about using a cookie dough scoop is that it gives you equal measurements for each one of your cookies. But if you want to do it with your hands, go right ahead. It works just as well. So on this cookie sheet, I can fit about 9 cookies. And I put them in rows of 3 so that, you know, the cookie has enough room to spread out and not kind of encroach the cookie next to it. There you go. So now that my cookie balls are done, I want to press down with my hands to flatten them a bit to make sure I have a nice even round cookie. Now if you skip this step, it's fine too, because the cookie just gives you a thicker cookie, but I like my cookies nice and round. So this is what it's gonna look like. So while this is cooking, I'll go ahead and make a second tray. So this is gonna go into the oven for about 11 to 13 minutes. You wanna check it at 11 minutes because as soon as these turn a little bit golden brown, you wanna pull them out of the oven. They might even look a little bit undercooked, but they will continue baking even after you pull them out. And if you want that chewy center in the middle, you gotta make sure that you don't overcook them. So let's go ahead and put these in the oven. So while the first cookie sheet is baking, we'll go ahead and make the second cookie sheet. Same thing, scoop out equal parts of dough. So this gives you about 18 cookies in all. So basically this is what you want the cookies to look like once you pull them out of the oven. We're gonna leave them on this baking tray to cool down, and I'm gonna go cook the second tray. Okay, so this is the second batch of cookies. Now, just gonna pull them off the cookie tray, put them on a cooling rack. There you go, all done. So now we just have to wait a little bit so they cool down so we can try them out. Okay, so now we're gonna test the cookies.
I like them.
Good?
I'm getting this downstairs.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Good, eh? They're nice and chewy in the middle and crunchy on the outside. And they have nice big pieces of juicy raisins in them. Really, really good. If you try out these cookies, leave me a comment down below and go ahead and try out some of my other recipes if you like these cookies. Okay guys, have a great day. Bye.